Please join us for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the invocation.
Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, as we gather here this evening to celebrate a step forward towards new places, new experiences, and new people, let us not forget the blessings that follow behind us. For South Sumter High School, which has given us a safe place to learn and a strong educational foundation to build upon as we take this next step into your world. For our teachers who have so richly loved and cared for us, even at our worst. For our families who have cheered us on to the finish line and stood by our side through the many bumps in the road. Thank you, Lord, for watching over us and for your love and protection. We know you have great things in store for each and every one of us as we move towards our futures. As we go our separate ways, God, please guide us, guard us, and protect us. May we not forget. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Please be seated.
As the senior class vice president, it is indeed my honor and privilege to welcome each and every one of you to the commencement exercises for the class of 2022. Maya Angelou once said, "You are the sum total of everything you've ever seen, heard, eaten, smelled, been told, forgot. It's all there. Everything influences each of us, and because of that, I tried to make my experiences positive. Thank you, class of 2022, for all the positive experiences that we have shared over the past 4 years. I hope that they have shaped your lives as they have shaped mine. This is not the end, it is simply a new beginning. Go Raiders!
Good evening. I am Pedro Avalos, your senior class president. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize and thank our honored guests. From the county office, Superintendent Richard Shirley, Assistant Superintendent Deborah Moffitt, Senior Director of Curriculum and Instruction Helen Christian, School Board Member, Chairperson Sally Moss, Members David Williams, Kathy Joyner, Brett Sherman, and Russell Hogans, South Sumter High School Administration, Principal Alan Shirley, Assistant Principal Chris Epperson, Latanya Miller, Ricardo Velasquez, and Donna Cook. Guiding Councils, Stephanie Moffitt, Cassie Epperson, and Jonathan Borum. District Graduation Coach, we have Cookie Tadalak. Representing the teachers of South Sumter High School, AJ Bryant, Shelby Wiley, Lacey Holloway, Charles Brain, David Schwartzfager, Kimberly Borum, and Amy Fussell. Also in the audience are many of our teachers, staff, student council members who have dedicated the time in assisting us tonight. Please stand. We would like to recognize our retiring faculty, Oris Munyenga. Voted by the seniors to turn our tassels is Ms. Jennifer Hooten. Special thanks is due to our senior chorus director, Pete Perrone, and our audio-visual supervisor, Jason Sager. It is with great honor I request the parents of the 22 graduates to now stand and be recognized. Lastly, Danielle Stewart, our graduation coordinator, and Jennifer Hooten, our senior class sponsor. Your dedication to the senior class is evident in all that you, especially when you have planned several different types of graduation these past few years. You are a true example of what leaders should be, and for that, we are grateful. Thank you for your time, encouragement, and optimism. With the entire senior class, please stand to applaud Ms. Stewart and Ms. Hooten. Let us take a moment of silence for our fallen classmate, Hunter Spradlin. May he rest in peace. Our prayers go out to his family. Before I start, I'd like to say that I'm very honored to be here representing you as your senior class president. And just in case my speech goes up in flames, we have 4 emergency exits here and there. Today is a day that will never be forgotten. Today is a day that we could say we made our dreams come true after 13 years of being the childhood of our household. Today is the day we become adults and start our new lives outside of school. This may be a bittersweet day for some, but from the day we step foot onto this campus, we have been changing. And now that we are stepping off campus, we are leaving the schools with memories that will never be forgotten. From sports to AP classes, we had traveled these halls together but separate, each absorbing similar but altogether different experience. This is what I'd like you to focus on the next few minutes. Do any of you know what tree is considered the strongest? If you guessed the oak tree, then you would be correct. Usually the roots, oak trees are unique and their canopy grows to a size equal to the root. Oak trees are unique and their canopy grows to a size equals to the roots. Usually the roots will grow as deep as the canopy is tall. The wood is very dense and strong, but the tree doesn't start off that way. It starts off as an acorn. Classmates, look at your acorn. Around the room is roughly 2 pounds of acorns. Did you know 2 pounds of acorn is about 4,500 kilocalories of energy? That's a whole lot of potential packed into this tiny little shell. Oaks have a problem though. They need plenty of sunshine and lots of space to thrive. They drop their acorn straight down because seed placement is important to oaks. When the acorn falls, they start to take roots around the parent tree, like we have done in our small community, growing under the protection of our parents' love. However, this is not where they need to be. Each of those little trees needs plenty of sun and space to fully reach their potential, just as we will need to leave our homes to reach ours. An oak tree until itself would spawn hundreds of smaller trees in its shade. These trees will grow into each other and crowd around. In heavy winds or storms, they will lean on each other for support, easing the force of the storm and providing protection for each other. As they grow together, they learn to bond and back each other up like we have during challenging days in the high school. But sometimes the little oak trees interfere with each other. As they grow, their outer branches become lush and green, while the inner branches lean against the other juvenile trees, remaining bent thin with hardly any leaves at all. In a situation like this, some oaks might break through the canopy, but not all will be able to thrive and grow as tall and strong as their potential. A single squirrel can move approximately 300 acorns a day. Some of these it stores in a nest to consume later. Some it eats on the job, but the vast majority of acorn it moves are buried. According to squirrel scientists, squirrels bury these acorns to eat later, but then they forget where they put them. See, Coach, I pay attention in class. People see squirrels as these tiny, funny, annoying rodents. They are sometimes scatterbrained and jump from topic to topic. They are usually eccentric and have funny behavior that makes us laugh. And you will always know when they are mad because they sit there and chatter away at you. Squirrels have a special relationship with the acorn. Sure, they eat them. However, what they don't eat, they pick up from the shade, taking the little acorn far away from the shade and shelter parents of the tree. If an oak forest is going to reach its full potential, it needs a good groups of squirrels to help the juvenile tree and to take place in the roots. It will allow them to thrive. Squirrels do this again and again, years after years, so that the new oaks can grow. These funny, furry little rats take chances, live in the moment, jumping from things to things, topic to topic, occasionally getting mad at themselves and laughing a lot. In the process of hiding these acorns, they create hundreds of oak trees all around, never placing two acorns in the same hiding spot. The simple task of planting a seed far enough from the parent tree makes sure that the most of the acorns grow straight, tall, true, and most of all, strong. Look at your acorns. See how far we have come. Those little branches that were once shriveled and withered eventually disappear before you know it. An imperturbable oak forest is standing with all of the oaks working together, supporting each other, creating a healthy community, and dropping their own seeds to attract their own squirrels. You are my forest, and I'm part of yours. And for 4 years, we have walked these halls with these squirrels in all these classrooms, chittering away at us necessarily, helping us learn to move apart, but occasionally installing in us the wisdom to know that there is strength in the community. And for each and every one of us, there are 1 or 2 squirrels that have stood out. They have spent extra time getting us into just the right hiding spot so we could reach our full potential, whether we acorns wanted or not. We needed them, these teachers of the forest. For 4 years, they have worked hard to show us how to move from the shade and protection of our parents so that we would be able to grow in the sunshine. Where we could find the strength is uniquely ours. It is my hope as we go forward, we will all grow far and wide, and when we find ourselves in some far distant future, ready to put down roots, we come back to this community and strain it with the whole new crops of acorn that bring back the potential from everywhere we have gone. And then we find ourselves a really good group of squirrels to help our oak forest grow. Because at South Sumter High School, we have the best group of squirrels. Congratulations, seniors. I'm Pedro Avalos, your senior class president.
trying to hold my breath. Let this night, this can't let this moment end. You set off a dream in me, getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing? Take my hand. Will you share this with me? 'Cause darling, without you, all the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, and it'll never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, 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 never for me, for me. Never enough, never enough, never enough for me, for me, for me. All the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, 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 never for me, for me. Never enough, never, never, never enough, never, never, never enough for me, for me, for me. For me.
Good evening. My name is Cheyenne Shirley, and it is my great pleasure to stand before you today as your 2022 class salutatorian. The year is 2008. You wake up and rush out of bed to inhale the deep aroma of Eggos and maple syrup. You eagerly get dressed in your first day of kindergarten outfit that you've had picked out for the last week. It's finally here, the very first day of school. While some of us were deathly afraid, overwhelmed by the new sights and loud sounds of this new big place, others were beaming with excitement of beginning what we then believed to be the biggest moment of our lives. The first day of endless opportunities, the first day of making new friends, and the first day to begin building our own destiny, specifically starting at the playground. Rushing to be the first in line for the yellow windy slide that everyone wanted to slide down would become the most important task of each day. But little do we know, this next decade is going to be filled with yellow slide moments. These next few years will be filled with unexpected turns that move at an accelerated rate, but are also filled with some of the greatest experiences of our lives. As you arrive at school, you are surrounded by people who will grow to be your lifelong friends. Fast forward 5 years, and we are now graduating elementary school. A proud sense of accomplishment rushes over us as we parade around the school, listening to the cheers of the student and staff. Pride beams from our face as you walk across the stage with the eagerness of transitioning into middle school. You've accomplished your first set of schooling. Now it's time to take on the big leagues. As bittersweet as it is, growing up is an essential part of life. From those first steps on campus, to learning how to write your name, to wearing your first pair of 1-inch heels for elementary graduation. But our growth didn't truly come from those specific situations. It came as we discovered our individual identities. It came as we discovered that our second grade boyfriend or girlfriend really wasn't the love of our life, and that maybe the very first B we got on a test, it didn't define us, and we had so much more to offer. It is this sense of awareness that makes growing up such an important aspect of our lives. Middle school is now here, accompanied by 4-inch binders, collared shirts, and shorts that must be no shorter than a dollar bill width above the knee. These 3 years are filled with getting to participate in some of our first school sports and band activities, along with joining clubs such as FFA and HOSA. I remember feeling so excited when I was finally able to try out for volleyball in 7th grade. And at this point, I thought that nothing could improve. These 3 years fly by. 1 minute you're in 6th grade, and the next you're going on the 8th grade field trip and practicing for 8th grade promotion. During these years, we experienced braces for the first time, participating in club and educational field trips, and our first of many school dances. Throughout this time, we experienced many highs and many lows, many twists in our yellow slide. But ultimately, we are one step closer to the ultimate goal of high school graduation. The year is now 2018, and the nervous energy we felt going into elementary and middle school is back. Only now the stakes are much higher. You've worked so hard to get here, and you can finally call yourself a high school student. These 4 years are often referred to as the best years of our lives. While on our yellow slide, we experienced twists that looked a little different due to COVID. But after nearly 5 months of being separated, we were able to all come back together and return to a fairly normal senior year. We were lucky enough to be able to experience the traditional senior activities such as car wash, field trips, and most importantly, no mask. Ultimately, we overcame these struggles and were able to celebrate just being together. I hope that each of you never loses that contagious excitement that I've seen sparked within you. I hope that in this next journey of life, you remember to be as fearless as the anxious elementary student who first tackled that big yellow slide at the playground. I hope that you remember comparison is the thief of joy, and we are all accomplished. I hope you remember we all create our own unique path, and we won't achieve success the same way. But I am beyond confident that despite the obstacles and twists in the slide that you may face, each of you will change the world. Most importantly, I hope that as you slide down that twisty, turny slide of life, that you do so with your hands in the air, and that you take the time to enjoy the breeze on your face and the nervous excitement that comes with not knowing what's around the next bend. Most of you have overcome more than grown adults ever will. And with that, I know you have the strength to persevere through the uncertainty of life. Now, what are we going to do with our lives? I don't 100% know. I just know that when we do figure it out, we must put forth our best effort because we are the future. Congratulations, graduates of the class of 2022. We redeemed the successful crew, and the time is now to become the person you have always dreamed of being. The time is now to be fearless. You already have everything you need inside of you right now. Let's prove it.
Good evening, everyone. It is an honor to be standing before you as your class of 2022 valedictorian on this special day that us graduates have been dreaming about over the past 13 years. I would like to thank all of those who have supported us graduates and helped get us here today. Teachers, administrators, parents, friends, relatives, and certainly many more. I'd like to personally thank my mom for her efforts and dedication in assisting me and keeping me on track and organized, along with my grandma, papa, dad, and brothers and sisters. I see it also important to mention that I certainly would not be standing here today without God's comfort and guidance. I've recently discovered a particular liking and enjoyment of chess. In my vast amount of free time, I've been reading chess strategy books, which one of my best friends, Emily, makes sure to emphasize isn't typically considered normal. So, you've already heard about acorns and yellow slides, and now I'm going to talk about chess. Over these past 4 years, many of us have experienced an abundance of trials and tribulations. Similarly to that of a game of chess, we have made mistakes and lost pieces, and life has certainly put us in check. For all the checkers players out there, in chess, check is when your opponent has put you in a condition in which your king the piece that determines the outcome of the match is under threat of capture on the opponent's next turn, called checkmate. While we have been put in situations in which our king piece is at risk, we have progressed nonetheless. By being in these seats today, we have shown our valiant efforts and perseverance, of which is significant to employ as we continue along, challenged by the oncoming adversities that life will use to put us in a checkmate. As we continue along in this match of chess called life, we will certainly face criticisms and the doubts of others, whom are unable to foresee our potential. Yet, I think we should show them our potential, show them our capability to achieve, and show them our endurance. And if we are struggling to do so, then we reassess our strategy. If you lose a match, then come back stronger. Strive to learn what moves led to that loss and strengthen your strategy. There are more possible iterations or moves of whole chess games than there are atoms in the universe. In other words, the possibilities to win are endless. We will just have to put in the effort to alter our strategy until we get our win. And even if the board appears to be in a losing situation, remain focused on what your aspirations are. Such moments that I've experienced motivated me to work harder, made me more eager to achieve my goals, to be valedictorian, for example. When your opponent puts you in check, use that as motivation to work harder, because I assure you the feeling of success afterwards is worth the diligence it took to achieve it. Likewise, the extent to which you're able to achieve a vision or dream of yours in life is dependent upon your self-accountability and sufficiency. It's important to acknowledge that we are in charge of our game pieces. We are in charge of our strategy. When you do not feel prepared or able to achieve your dream career or education, look ahead in the match and see which pieces you can move to get you there. By taking charge and holding ourselves accountable, we will be able to improve our strategy and ultimately be successful in any match that we approach. If you happen to remember nothing else, strive to remember this. In the times when a checkmate is close and it seems impossible to win, go for a draw. Sometimes our best will end up in a lost game, and that's okay. But no matter the outcomes of the moves we make in life, as long as we do our best and aspire to enjoy the match along the way, then I believe we will certainly be satisfied. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, just as the chess pieces do. But each piece makes a difference in the match, just as we have the potential to make a difference in this world. Congratulations, classmates. We have made it through the opening of the chess match. Now we, as the kings and queens of our futures, have the potential to control our board, alter our strategies, and win this ultimate chess match called life. Checkmate.
What lies behind us and what lies before us are small matters compared to what lies within us. Ralph Waldo Emerson said that. Valedictorian Derby Wine, Salutatorian Shirley, Class President Avalos, Vice President Coronado, fellow officers, Principal Shirley, and staff, friends, family, and our most honored parents, and the senior class of 2022. As your school superintendent, go ahead and applaud for them. They worked it. As your school superintendent and on behalf of the Sumter County School Board and the Sumter County School District staff, it's my pleasure to briefly address you this evening and talk about what lies behind us, before us, and within us. And looking behind us, let's think back around, 18 years ago. That's how old most of you are. Around 2004. Special things happened in 2004. George Bush was president and Jeb Bush was governor of Florida. Doesn't happen very often. Gas had reached the scandalous price of $2.10 per gallon. One of the best-selling cars in America was the Ford Taurus, and you could get one brand new and fully loaded for $16,000. Among the most popular TV shows was a relatively new one that had some promise. It was called American Idol. And the ultimate 2004 winner was someone named Fantasia, who ended up having a #1 hit and winning a Grammy. The biggest Jeopardy winner in history, Ken Jennings, got beat in 2004 after 74 straight wins. The final episode of the famous TV show Friends ended that year, and the best movies, the most popular, were The Passion of the Christ, Shrek 2, and Spider-Man 2. You remember them, there you go. The Boston Red Sox won the World Series. Michael Phelps won 8 gold medals, and some 199th round pick quarterback for the New England Patriots won the Super Bowl. May have heard of him. Brady, I think is his name. In one of the most revealing halftimes ever, singer Janet Jackson had a wardrobe thing. Ask your parents, they'll remember. 2004 was a very special year because Florida was hit with Hurricane Charlie, Hurricane Francis, Hurricane Ivan, and Hurricane Jeannie, all in a matter of 6 weeks. And for the first time in Sumter County history, I had to cancel school the very first day of school. And then another cataclysmic event happened. You were born. There may have been a few times your parents probably wanted to put the word hurricane in front of your name too. Hurricane Cheyenne or Hurricane whoever, Alyssa, Hurricane Bailey. I can just see it now. Hurricane Rome. You've all had them. I bet every one of you could put a hurricane in front of your child's name. Parents, you know more than any of us that the birth of your child in this class was special. Reflect back with me for a minute to the birth as we finish up what lies behind us. You thought there was only one pretty child in the world, and it was yours. And the truth is, thank goodness it looked like your side of the family and not your spouse's side of the family. Remember that? The good Lord always knows what he's doing because babies are such a nice way to start people. And then, of course, you get to leave the hospital with that bundle of joy in your arms. And I don't know about you, but I started thinking as I was leaving, they're just going to let me walk out the door with this thing. I don't know anything about babies. I don't know beans about babies. Speaking about beans, when feeding them that mushy stuff, you found out what the phrase spitting image really means. When your child came home, you expanded the definition of minority rule because one crying baby can really rule the roost. And it doesn't take long to discover that all babies, including yours, have a serious flaw in their plumbing systems and sewage systems. I'll tell you what else lies behind us, moms and dads. You began to realize that this child was going to be a great comfort to you in your old age. But this child was also going to help you reach that old age a lot faster. They were going to gray your hair and raise your blood pressure and break your bank. When both my boys were born, my father said it twice, said it about both of them. He said, "Son, Those boys will make you scratch your head when it doesn't itch. And he was right, and I bet you've done some serious head scratching when yours didn't itch too over your children. Behind us, we learned that children became natural mimics, and they always acted like your in-laws in spite of your best attempt to teach them good manners. As they got older, they brightened up your house because they never knew how to turn off a light bulb. And parents, you learned that children spell the word love T-I-M-E. Always have and always will. You learn to distinguish between always loving your child but not always loving your child's behavior. And you learn that they needed your love the most when they deserved it the least. What lies before us, we don't know. But research indicates that the best predictor of future success is past performance. Let's talk about that. Based on the history of this class, I predict many successes in the future. This class has received almost $2 million in academic scholarships and awards. There are 40 graduating avid seniors in this class, very successful students in a program designed to level the playing field for potential first-generation college students. Several students competed in the state science fair. One even won a $14,000 Pegasus scholarship to UCF. One of only 5 given out in the state. Science fair competitors in this class are amazing. South Sumter High School seniors received lots of scholarships too. I learned just this week that South Sumter High School seniors had more UF Health scholarships than all the other high schools in Sumter County combined. And yes, that does mean all the other high schools in Sumter County. This class participated in the Wreaths Across America at the National Cemetery right here in Bushnell, honoring our deceased veterans. They donated $200 to children's cancer research in memory of fallen classmate Hunter Spradlin. This senior group had a third-place winner in the state word processing contest, who's a national finalist and will be competing in the national contest in Chicago, Illinois. Senior FFA members finished 5th or higher at many statewide contests to lead the South Sumter chapter to be designated as a premier FFA chapter in Florida, one of only a few. The band has had great success. Athletic scholarships are abundant. For example, we have a lot of athletes in this senior class, but we have one that's a 2-time state weightlifting champion. 2 times. We also have a young lady who earned swimming scholarship. We have a young lady on softball scholarships, young ladies, multiple. We have young men on football scholarships and soccer scholarships, and the list goes on and on. What a history of athletic success in this class. What lies before you looks bright, seniors, but we haven't discussed is what lies within you. Character and integrity and honor and truthfulness, faithfulness all lie within you. Sometimes we couch those skills in something called leadership. However, one of the most common mistakes we make is thinking that if we are not natural-born leaders, we don't have much to offer. Considered by many the greatest teacher of all time, Jesus Christ said, you don't have to be a leader. He said, come follow me. What lies within you? In the first chapter of John, it describes 2 friends whose simple act of following led to great acts of leadership. Their very first act of following was to lead someone in a new direction, to a better way, a better life, and a far better future. We're only sometimes called to lead, but according to the master teacher, we're always called to follow him. It's about this time of year when a high school graduate that we'll call Colleen received a surprise. She wanted to get into a particular college, and she did what all of you have done, which is, do essays and do reference checks and get your transcripts together and all that stuff. And she was worried because one of the questions was, are you a leader? She wasn't. And so she didn't know how to answer it. So she decided to answer it truthfully and said, no, I'm not. I prefer to work behind the scenes. And after sending in the material, she second-guessed herself and thought maybe she should have said something different. And finally, she got the message. She got the thin envelope from the college, and she was accepted, and she was ecstatic. And in the acceptance letter, there was a handwritten note. Doesn't happen very often. And it said, and it was from the committee chairperson, and he had written on the bottom, "Your answer to the leader question was unique. According to my figures, our freshman class this year will have 815 new leaders. With your enrollment, we will at least have one follower." She knew she could lead if she needed to, but she knew she was better at following. Mother Teresa said it this way: there are many people who will do the big things, but few who will do the small. It was reported that as she was cleaning the festering sores of a dying leper, a visitor came by and said, "I wouldn't do that for $1 million. And she said, "Neither would I." Senior class, what lies within you? I challenge you to take a look within and make a difference without. There was an old Gatorade ad back when the only color of Gatorade was that kind of pale green. And the commercial was filmed in black and white with only hues of color. The only hues of color were when the person sweated and bright blue sweat came out. And the purpose of that, the intent of the ad, was to show that what is inside of you has to come out. If it's on the inside, it has to show up on the outside. With the credentials of this class, what's going to show up on the outside is going to be amazing. My time ends now while yours is just beginning. I congratulate you on reaching this milestone in your academic career, the first of many such accomplishments. You know, back in 2004, when you and all those confounded hurricanes arrived on the scene, there were other big things that happened as well that you'll know about. iTunes was initiated. YouTube was created. Gmail began. Facebook was launched. And those were all new things. Nobody could even fathom the great impact they would have on the world around us. Just like you. We have a retiree with great impact as well, Mr. Manyinga. I don't know if he's here tonight, but he's retiring. Thank you for your service. In the book of Isaiah, it promises that a new thing will spring forth. Class of 2022, perhaps you're a part of that promised new thing. Maybe it's you. That's the start of something new, the hope of something great. Thomas Edison said it like this: great opportunities are missed by most people because opportunity is dressed in overalls and looks like work. Don't wait for it, work for it. Don't just do it right, even if it involves overalls and looks like work. God bless you, best wishes, and congratulations as you start your new thing.
One of my favorite authors of all time, Dr. Seuss, once said, "Sometimes you'll never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory." In 2018, I had the privilege of standing before many of the very same students seated here today and giving a promotion speech at South Sumter Middle School. They had just completed their middle school career and had just been recognized as one of the premier avid demonstration schools in the state of Florida. At this point in the graduation program, I'm supposed to present the graduates to begin their recognition walk across the stage. But there are certain privileges that come with being the principal of the school, and right now I'm going to exercise that privilege for just a few more moments. See, this group of graduating seniors, they're special in many ways. You've heard a lot about them. But they're special to me because long before many of them knew me as principal, they knew me as Coach Shirley, or Mr. Allen, or for a lot of them, I was just Cheyenne's dad. There's other seniors sitting here today that they've known me as principal since they were in second grade at Lake Pan Elementary. So they've literally had to endure me as their principal for over half of their K-12 career. Going back to that 2018 promotion speech, that moment that is now just a memory, no one ever could have predicted that the graduating class of 2022 would only have one normal year of high school, and that would be their freshman year. You see, this class had adversity, also known as COVID, waiting right around the corner, and no one knew it. In that 2018 speech, I presented the class with 13 rules to live by, as written by the late General Colin Powell. For the sake of time, I'm not going to replicate the narrative given back then, but I am going to review the rules one last time for a group of very special young men and women who I will recognize as students for the final time tonight. Rule number 1, it's not as bad as you think. It'll look better in the morning. Number 2, get mad, but get over it. Rule number 3, avoid having your ego so close to your position that when your position falls, your ego goes with it. Number 4, it can be done. Number 5, be careful what you choose. You may get it. Rule number 6, don't let adverse facts stand in the way of making a good decision. Number 7, you can't make someone else's choices, so you shouldn't let someone else make yours. Rule number 8, check the small things. Number 9, share the credit. Rule number 10, remain calm and be kind. Rule number 11, have a vision and be demanding. Number 12, don't take counsel from your fears or your naysayers. And my personal favorite, rule number 13, perpetual optimism is a force multiplier. Class of 2022, you have definitely used AVID's individual determination mindset to overcome adversity during your high school career. And if for no other reason than that, I want you to know how proud I am of you. Remember that success is not final and failure is not fatal. And according to the Bible, God gave us a spirit that is not timid, but instead it is powerful, loving, and self-controlled. Graduates, use that spirit to go out and change the world for the better. Set the world on fire when you do it. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Cherish this moment because soon it will be nothing more than a memory. Love you, Shy Shy. Whew. Superintendent Shirley, upon having completed the requirements for graduation as prescribed by the State Department of Education and the District School Board of Sumter County, and upon the recommendation of the faculty and administration of South Sumter High School, I present these seniors, the class of 2022. The first group to receive their diplomas will be our honor graduates.
Test. Abigail Marie Derby Wine. Cheyenne Rochelle Shirley. Pedro Avalos. Jacob Sheldon Brown. Athena Michelle Tumberland. Jenna Carolyn Wilkinson. Paige Morrison. Nandina Amina Badal. Aiden Maggio. Emily Shaylee Pinwell. Ryan Lee McCrory. Corrine Ann Owens. Matthew Jacob Neal. Lacey Ray Powell. Vatori Tyrone Bellamy. Megan Caroline Samini. Madison Taylor Shayoff. Hosnoel Sial Vagoa. Lindsay Christian Lovett. Mia Destiny Kelly. Jonathan Emmanuel Rivera Vasquez. Kylie Mackenzie Adams. Ethan Hunter Rutzebek. Yuritsa Nahara. Andrew James Cutshaw. Hannah Ashlyn Scarborough. Madison Faith Mallory. Reagan Marie Rumer. Kaylee Ann Pierce. Justin Logan Lightcap. Caroline Lillian Moore. Dalton Christopher Pash. Stephanie Alaho. Jennifer Mariana Martinez. Brian Suresh Takaram. Luke Tyler Newman. Madison Lee Hurst. Haley Dawn Butzer Collins. Catherine Danielle Hawes. Dalton Wayne Sellers. Ison Sanaz Vagoa. Olivia Elise Johnson. Amari Monet Mitchell. Corey Gage Gieffert. Shayna Alexandra Abundis. Jacqueline Jaramillo. Emily Rose Morrow. Sydney Renee Bagoni. Natalie Dawn Fahey. Dalton Wayne Stokes. Shamaya Alda Renee Gibson. Cheyenne Marie Holler. Ethan Caden Wilson Foote. Tanner Elizabeth Egan. Lily Mae Vollenweider. David Paul Barnes. Savannah Rain Bennett. Eduardo Campos. Jennifer Fonte Vargas. Brandon Joseph Mangru. Emily Corcho. Mary Elizabeth Wilhelm. Piper Amalia Kezi. Lindsay Isabella Leona Furtado. Avery Gail Robinson. Zara Mariana Beth Cedillo. Alyssa Marie Bennett. Isaiah Daniel Allen. Desiree Julie Nicole Sierra. Broden James Butler. Mia Elaine Mitchell. Allison Olivia Gill. Jasmine Hernandez. Lacey Lamar Jenkins II. Darian Kenneth Bennett. Michael Anthony Brewer Jr. Sage Marie Revels. Avery Renee Rogers. Josiah Russell Gant. James Raymond Sellers III. Merlin Reeves. Levi James Warren. Kamari Denijah Patterson. Kira Paige McNeil. Alexis Sierra Yazbek. Alexander James Freeman. Isaac Lewis House. Unique Kamaya Sharp. Jaden Grant Mooneyham. Aubrey Lee Jean Persing. Zachary David Carniglia. Dallas Tanner Clay. Deja Lene Rocker. This concludes the honor graduates. Jonathan Orlando Acevedo. Alexis Winnell Adams. Selena Nicole Alvarez. Yadira Alvarez Trejo. Jacob Arredondo. Caitlin Rochelle Beasley Sapp. Matthew Levi Bechtel. Darius Richard Bennett. Colton Roy Blackwelder. Caitlin June Blackwelder. Dalton Joseph Blizzard. Caitlin Rochelle Borden. Dawson Brothers. Gavin Joseph Busby. Braden Christopher Carter. Ricky Lynn Pauline Castillo. Prisa Morilia Sendeja Ruiz. Carson Robert Clark. Abigail Rose Klein. Isabella Laura Colon. Josue Julia Coronado. Marco Antonio Coronado. Austin Dwayne Coward. Emily Ann Crawford. Johnny Cruz. Darion Joseph Davidson. Tyler Rick Davies.
Tassel. Tassel. Now turn to Tassel.
Cheyenne Ann Dashalia. Tenaria Monet Everett. John Willis Finkley Jr. Denzel Catrez Fogel. Suzanne Nicole Foster. Gerald Anthony Frank. Abigail Rose Frick. Leland Edward Fudge. Uvaldo Garcia Garcia. Tyler Wayne Gonzalez. Drashea Hagens Rome. Julian Michael Hall. Timothy Michael Harvey Borst. Alyssa Estelle Hernandez. George Joseph Edmund Holstein. Adam Brian Jacobs. Elizabeth Jonay Jaimes. Isaac Edward Jennings. James Cameron Kelly. Dara Evangeline Kirshner. Lillian Jade Lane. Rose Lee Marie Lanigan. Leandrius Levon Lazenby. Quade Callahan Leggett. Oscar Saul Lemus Jr. Bradley Lewis. Alexandria Joyce Lindener. Matthew Kevin Little. Yuritsa Elizabeth Lopez. Dalia Divine Lynn. Brooke Leanne Mallory. Alec Marcano. And Andrea Paulina Martinez. Jalen Robert Mitchell. Bailey Ann Montgomery. Brett Nicholas Mowry. Tomalisha Nicole Neal. Jeremy Luane Owens. Courtney Nicole Pabst. Catherine Madison Penninger. Mackenzie Hope Phillips. Austin Scott Pinion. Kylie Rain Purvis. Seth Ryan Queen Badal. Christian Tony Ramirez. Floricelda Velasquez Ramirez. Max Ramirez Diaz Jr. Anjali Nandrini Ramprasad. Lacey Redding. Robert Richardson. Christian Gabriel Roberts. Lacelle Rodriguez. Alexis Nicole Rogers. Jerome Lamont Rushing. Jose Miguel Salto. Anthony Robert Sanchez. Robert Anthony Sanchez. Dylan Joe Schonagel. Lucinda Marie Schooley. Paulina Segura. Eliezer JJL Serrano Ramirez. Curtis Timothy Shaw. Chloe Monique Schneider. Class of 2022, please rise for a moment of silence for Hunter. Thank you. Man of many hats. Wiley Dean Solana. Karina Elise Soto. Kenneth Soto. Lexi Cheyenne Savercool. Gianni Edward Spinoso. Jemiah Kiara Elise Thompson. Elgin Ray Thornton Jr. Nathaniel David Tobey. Ethan Turner. Federico Valdez Jr. Jesus Valdez Rodriguez. Daniel Blake Vasquez. Chase Ryan Weaver. Cody Nicholas Whitaker. William Francis Wilhelm Jr. Eden Mackenzie Wilson. Sebastian Michael Winton. Elizabeth Selena Zapata. Last but not least, Chase Aaron Zakowski.
please join us in the singing of our alma mater.
Sounds good. Class of 22, encourage yourself to live with life. Be adventurous, brave, smart, and kind. Give us a tomorrow that will never be forgotten. Make sure you live the moment. This is our time, 22 graduates. 3, 2, 1.
Louisiana, murder on the beat. Something for y'all to cut up to, you. Yeah. Everybody get your roll on. I know shorty and she doesn't want no slow song. Had a man last year, life goes on. Haven't let the thing loose, girl, in so long. You been inside, know you like to lay low. I've been peeping what you bringing to the table. Working hard, girl, everything paid for. First, last phone bill, car, no cable. With your phone out, gotta hit them angles. With your phone out, snapping like you Fable. And you showing off, but it's alright. And you showing off, but it's alright. It's a short life, yeah. That's a real one in your reflection without a follow.